How's it going, chicks and mates? This is Mrjacharles and we are back with the Game of the Year video. It's been quite a year for me, as this year I stopped YouTubing due to personal issues. But ever since my return, I found new friends to help me on my way, and new games which need acknowledging. Now on this list I will be doing my top 10 Let's Plays of 2017. The rules are that the games must have a Let's Play by me before 2018, but obviously after 2016. Furthermore, since I want to do games which have little publicity, I'm not going to put either Dark Souls or Cuphead on this list. Both of these are games which are amazing and have a huge fan base, and to be fair, my channel is more about looking out for the hidden treasures rather than just promoting myself or games that already have the respect they deserve. I also will not be adding any games acknowledged in the 2016 Game of the Year, as they have already participated on the Game of the Year list. With that in mind, here are my top 10 games of 2017. Raft. Raft is an amazing survival simulator where you are left to fend for yourself in a wasteland called the ocean. It is similar to Minecraft in the sense you build your own world, however though Raft is more limited, it can be more fun as you struggle to survive. You start with your own tiny raft, and as you learn to obtain food and water you can begin to create your own haven with the resources you find. Since I last played the game, I am aware there is a multiplayer mode, so this game can be the perfect experience for you to play with a friend or partner. At the moment, the game is absolutely free on PC, so I highly recommend giving it a go if you're into your survival games. Kinseed. I will admit, Kinseed at the moment is more a game that talks big rather than plays big. The game is still currently developing on GameJolt, but the creator has still created a beautiful world with much potential to become an awesome game. The story is of a girl living in a fairy tale land called Vale, and you settle down in a little farmhouse completing various objectives. It may sound somewhat generic, but what makes me completely fangirl over this game is the additional content the game is going to bring, such as combat, jobs, skills, relationships, families, festivals, mysterious characters, and so much more. There's already humble pixelated graphics, adorable sprites, and mystery around every corner, so if you get the chance, visit GameJolt and try the game for yourself. After all, it is also completely free on PC. Video Horror Story. Though this game does play short as does many indie horror games, Video Horror Story introduced a newer, stranger way of being scared. There's no plot, but you are basically traversing an office and trying to get past a fiend-infested area. To move past obstacles, you must vary between two different visions you have. One which allows you to see the creatures, and one which doesn't. At the time, my opinion of GameJolt was very low, but this game was one of the few which showed me GameJolt was capable of creating something truly graphic and innovative. As yet another freebie, it is definitely worth the experience, especially when you don't know what is coming. Trivia Door. Unlike previous entries on this list, I did play Trivia Door a lot even before I started my YouTube channel. Even though Trivia Door is a Facebook game, and these days Facebook games are trying to run you out of money or get you to download a stupid app, Trivia Door is still an exceptional application to this day. The game is all about trivia and invading countries. It's kind of like a board game. You answer questions to determine what pieces of land you get. Then you battle against two other players and try to earn as many points as you can answering questions. The player who has the most points at the end of the round and still has their castle intact wins the game. There are other features too, such as world leaderboards, clans, private matches for playing with friends, and you can even post your own questions. It's one of the classic trivia games which to this day is one of my favourite games of all time. The application is also free of charge, so you can play it whenever you're on Facebook. Epic Boss Fighter. Sometimes you just want a game where you non-stop kill bosses, get upgrades, and collect as many coins as you can. Epic Boss Fighter offers just that, with the first game having you face bosses such as a giant spider, a tank, and even a cactus. As you get more and more coins, you'll be able to increase damage, speed, and even get a helper robot. It's a simplistic miniclip game which is absolutely free, but it's one of those games that take gaming back to its roots. It's not overly complex, and simply requires good reflexes to play. It does end shortly, but for free online games it is a classic. Swords and Souls. Speaking of classic free online games, Sword and Souls is a congregate game which will have you desperate to 100% the story. The objective is for you to completely clear each arena battle. To be able to overcome an arena battle, you must vigorously train your character, and buy new weapons and armor to obtain more power. The training itself consists of going to a room and participating in a minigame to slowly earn points. Even though you do this a lot, it still feels great seeing your character improve. There are also side objectives you can do, such as build your own house for bonus stats, and find collectibles scattered around the game. It's well worth a play, especially seeing as it's made by Soul Adventure, who made the first ever game I Let's Played on this channel. Lost to Time. Going back to Game Jolt, Lost to Time is an interesting platformer game which, despite relatively low quality graphics, still looks absolutely amazing. Lost to Time drops you in a world where you are placed in a dungeon. Nothing is spelled out for you, so you are left to revel in the mystery that awaits. There are various NPCs and objects you can interact with, but not before you've been able to traverse certain areas and do what you need to do to get personas and power-ups. Really, despite being in early access, Lost to Time impressed me because you didn't need a complex story or incredible HD to make a game good, but rather the feeling of not knowing what comes next. I look forward to the full release of this game, and to be honest, I would struggle to say no to not playing this again. Dark Devotion. Dark Devotion and Lost to Time were very close together for the position of third place. When I think about it, there isn't much difference between the two. Both drop you into an immersive world where you are left to fend for yourself. Though Dark Devotion does come with more combat and cutscenes, what made this RPG stand out for me more is the additional detail currently in the game. You start off with your own equipment and duel with dungeon monsters to get to the next area. There are various elements added, such as costume customization, diseases, prayer and benediction, some of which you attain when deeper into the gameplay. Really though, I love how you have to be careful throughout the game, and the dark atmosphere really makes you try to be careful not to die or get snuck up upon. The game is still in early access, but once fully released, I bet this could be a really good platformer. Gone Home. There are several reasons I can think of why Gone Home wouldn't normally be on this list. Firstly, despite being openly gay, I don't really see LGBT stories as anything more than trivial, as they tend to follow a typical plotline. What's more, the game itself is the only one on the list that costs money, $14.99 to be precise. And yet, despite no battle scenes, lack of expected jump scares from a game I thought would be a horror, and nothing truly innovative, the story was one to remember. I won't spoil too much, except I'll say that this is an LGBT story, and there are a lot of hidden layers as to how each character is both discovering and accepting who they are. I put this game so highly on the Game of the Year list because it presents the LGBT community humbly, and is a game that can actually help a player discover themselves rather than just relate to situations. Yes, it doesn't achieve anything new, it doesn't necessarily break any records, but it's a game that for a fair few can put a smile on your face. No One Lives Forever. First off, I can completely accept it if this game may not be many people's type. To be fair, other than my grandfather and possibly my cousin, I know no one else who's really given No One Lives Forever a chance. And yet, I dream of the day the name Kate Archer becomes a household name, like Bruce Wayne or Jane Austen. No One Lives Forever is a mixture of James Bond espionage, a strong independent protagonist, and comical behaviour which no other series has ever replicated. You are an agent who is avenging the death of their friend by hunting down a criminal mastermind in an attempt to apprehend the killer. Unforgettable characters, gadgets which are both efficient and make you giggle, and everything you could want from a first-person shooter. And yet, No One Lives Forever is a tragic game which will always be buried due to corporate copyright law. If ever there was a game that deserved to be noticed or given a chance, it is No One Lives Forever. It is free to download on an online revival website, so feel free to give it a go. Keep the fire of a game which is almost dead alive, for there is no game quite like this. Game of the year is No One Lives Forever. And that's the end of the Game of the Year 2017. It's been quite a year. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I didn't get to celebrate the 200 subscribers thing. I know I normally do a Let's Talk or something like that to celebrate it. I guess I'm kind of going to do that here. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. But yeah, it's been pretty busy for me, and it's great seeing you guys comment, and it's great seeing your guys' content. I also want to say, sorry I left YouTube in the first place. A lot was happening then. A lot is happening now. God, it's even crazier now. But I'm really grateful I get to be with you guys again. It's been a great year. I know this video's been posted late as well, but that's me. Just, late on the bus. But yeah, here's to a great 2018. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Look out for my books, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh wait, I already said see you next time. Okay, well, until the next time, see ya.